Hello, agents. Hello, everyone. So, just another quick update on Banker's Life. I did actually get a call back from the rehabilitation committee. So, it's not impossible to talk to the people. You need to call in, leave a message, and hopefully they'll call you back. I was a little bit aggressive in my, getting involved in this. It took me a little while. The client wanted me in earlier, but long story short, I did get their call, and it comes down to the fact that there is no human side to this. Everything we've learned from the insurance industry and suitability and how to care for a client and your ethical responsibilities, these don't count anymore in regards to getting this hardship withdrawals or just anybody's money back on this. So let's take a look at one things I did learn from the call from the rehabilitation committee. And that is that again, they don't take any personal information into this. Basically, it's a Excel spreadsheet they're going to type a bunch of numbers into based on the information we discussed in those first two videos on what they require for the hardship withdrawal. So once they receive that, they simply just type in all the information into an Excel spreadsheet. They let their calculations do the work for them, and they're going to kick out, it's going to kick out a number. Their calculator will kick out a number, and that will basically tell the amount of money the client's allowed to access of their money. So the problem with this is, number one, I don't know if it's biased. Number two, if you know how that algorithm works and those macros work, you can game the system. So there's a lot of issues with that. Don't take into account anybody's age or any of the suitability that was initially filled out, which is really super important for agents. So kind of, it's opposite suitability. It's like reverse suitability. It's everything to not help the client, but to help the company. So let's just go through some of the things I did learn. That's one thing, that they use this calculator before, and they'll type in these numbers, and it has nothing to do with actual what's going on with the human being side of it. So the age doesn't matter. That's not a line in it. The fact that this client is being more of a hardship because he can't get the money, that's not a line in this Excel spreadsheet. These are not equations put in for some reason. The court, the state, whatever, didn't find these things important enough to include in the calculator. But let's take a look at the contract and some of the things that they did tell me. So I asked, because interest rates are so much higher now, I did ask what's the rate, and they're dropping the rates to all these contracts to the contractual minimum. I don't know why. They don't just pay zero. They're going to the contractual minimum for some reason. And that's 1.5%. And they will also pay out these clients at the maturity, which, there's a maturity date will be at the top of your contract. So here's a maturity date here for this particular one. It was 2031. So it's about age 95 for everyone. So they're going to honor those couple values of the contract and stick to them for some reason. However, there's one part of the contract they are not honoring, and that is this part right here. It is called the deferment section. Here we go. And deferment says, we reserve the right to defer the payment of any request to withdraw all or any portion of the cash surrender value for a period not to exceed 6 months from the date we receive the request from you. And this is all terribly written. So our client sent in their request June 15th. So, December 15th would be the 6 months. And if it's not released in that 6 months, they're a breach of contract, I guess. Again, I don't know why they're honoring some parts of this and not others, but there is an algorithm. And I don't really know how else to get into this, but overall, everything we've learned is these contracts, that 6 month is supposed to be set in stone. So we need to really talk about this. And I've offered to have this rehabilitation committee and everyone get on, a transparency call, and we can discuss how these new precedents will affect the industry going forward, because it's going to be real hard to tell someone that it says 6 months in the contract, but at any willy-nilly reason, they can pretty much lock up your money forever. And I did do a review of the financials, and over 70%, or about over 70% of the money, almost 80% of the money at Bankers was in bonds. So I really don't know what the heck's going on over there, why they say it's not liquid or anything, but that is what's going on. Anyway, I want to stop it here. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. That's what I've found out so far. It looks like they intend to breach everyone's contract that has asked for a full surrender by not giving it to them within that 6 months. However, they are only paying 1.5 the contractual minimum instead of, current rates, which are much higher than that. So the clients are being penalized with lower interest rates. They're being penalized by having liquid money they cannot access, even if their suitability required them to have that money after 5 years. So it's a big mess up, and it only benefits the rehabilitation part of this. It totally did. There's no advocate for the clients from what I can see. I have no idea why the state insurance commission would allow breaches of contract on purpose. I don't know why they'd honor certain parts of the contract and not others. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Have a good week. Tons of videos. Interest rates are going up. So look for, money SPIAs coming out next month. A lot of SPIA talk. So thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.